This is the DNA Design DK16 Gearmaster Accessory Series or upgrade kits for some Studio Series figures. Got Bumblebee, Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime, and Transformers the movie Blackout. I picked up this set at Our Toys. Cost me about $30 retail. And this is the set that will determine whether I'm keeping these remaining Black Series figures that I have. I was very excited for the set though. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and we'll see how it goes. Wow, look at this. I mean, I haven't even opened it up, and I can clearly see that the plastic looks so premium on this one. So let's begin with Bumblebee's upgrades. Now, if you look at him in alt mode, the upgrades can still fit in alt mode and store at the very rear end of the car. It looks so funny, it's so stupid that I'm beginning to wonder why they even did these upgrades. Now, normally, if you're going to do an upgrade, it's best if it does not hinder transformation, but all of these pieces, they do hinder transformation, and they're supposed to be integral parts of the body. I can totally understand the rockets to be removable. That's fine. All weapons should be removable, and obviously they'll hinder transformation, but pieces like this one for the inner calf and for the inner ankle, I think that's just useless if it's just going to hinder transformation. What they should have done is they should have done the way of like what they did for Ironhide. Bumper did not restrict transformation. In fact, it actually improved transformation for the figure. But you begin to wonder why they even did it for Bumblebee. So you can remove all the pieces like this, and the pieces are, I don't even know how I managed to put them all together. You really need the instructions to do so. It's so difficult to figure it out on your own. So first thing we got to do is we got to get this guy in robot mode. Okay, I haven't transformed this figure in a long time, and after transforming him back and forth, I've come to a realization that maybe I should have just given up on all my Bumblebee figures. I mean, I'll be so happy if I don't have to transform another Bumblebee Studio Series figure, because, God, you think about these, you think Hasbro designers are such sadists. They just want to make you suffer when you transform a Bumblebee figure. Anyway, so this is the Bumblebee figure without the upgrades, and you can see the upgrades right here. You can start with the calf. You just plug it in like this. And then the ankle. They're basically just fillers. And I think quite unnecessary. I mean, I completely agree with Prime versus Prime. And he says that the Bumblebee upgrade kits are perhaps the most useless bits of this set. And he's right. And I don't know why they even did this. I mean, the figure, sure, the figure looks better. It's filled up, but it's still gray. And maybe you will hardly notice the difference. I mean, because even without the calves, these pieces right here, I think it's still pretty good. I like this figure as it is. But this one actually is probably the only useful thing for this set. I don't know. Did he bring the main guns out in Sector 7? Somebody let me know in the comment section. I don't think he did. I think we got to see these guns, Revenge of the Fallen or maybe Dark of the Moon. So why they actually did it here still is a question for me. I think what they should have done, if at all, if DNA was going to upgrade this set, well, the guns would be okay, the shoulder missiles would be okay, but I think they should have gotten him a better looking weapon, maybe a better painted version of his cannon. I think that would have been a better upgrade, and they could have probably just given us a unmasked Bumblebee head sculpt. I think that would have been an unmasked Bumblebee head sculpt with the ability to have a masked or closed masked mode, like what we saw in the Human Alliance Bumblebee. Maybe DNA could have done something like that. We could replace this head sculpt and just move the mask up and down. I think that would have been better. And the amount of plastic they could have saved if they gotten rid of these. They didn't screw the missiles and these bits. You could better use those plastic to build a new head sculpt and maybe a better gun. I think that would have been the better upgrade kit instead of these fillers. And it is a little bit disappointing. Maybe if they didn't include anything at all, we could have gotten a cheaper DK16 set, because let's face it, the collectors are just buying this kit for the Blackout and Sentinel Prime upgrade kits. So yeah, all in all, I'm gonna grade this upgrade kit a whopping 3 out of 10. I think that's what it deserves. So yeah, let's just get him in a pose. Like, still looks cool though. I mean, you gotta give it to DNA. They know how to make figures look great. So, okay. Bumblebee! And now on to the upgrade kit for Blackout, the upgrade pieces. Now we have Blackout in alt mode, looking very nice. What do you notice about the upgrade kits in alt mode for Blackout? That's right, nothing, because DNA has found a way to hide all the upgrade pieces in the underbelly of Blackout. So despite hindering transformation, unlike Bumblebee, the pieces can be hidden and stored nicely so that you don't really see the upgrade pieces. They don't look stupid like what we've seen on Bumblebee. And let me just turn Blackout over just so you can see where the pieces are going, what's going on underneath. So you got that gun, the chest gun right here. Very cool. And then you obviously got the rotor blade right here. You can remove it. Then one of the fists is right here attached to the rotor blade. And another fist right here is just nestling between these two panels, jammed right there. And then the Gatling guns, the 4-arm Gatling guns, they're just jammed onto those slots right there for the swivels of the legs. So yep, that's it. Very nice. There's a lot of space available right here. DNA made good use of it, and that's how you do an upgrade kit. It makes me wonder whether that Bumblebee was just an afterthought after doing this set, so that they could justify the $30 price mark on it. So the upgrade pieces look great, and I'm hoping I won't have difficulty putting them on. The first thing we got to do is get this guy in robot mode. So here's Blackout in his robot mode, and I haven't transformed him in a while, and this is probably the most stable robot mode transformation I've ever done for this figure, and the figure is really great. My biggest complaint for this figure back in the day when I did the review, it was really the feet. I wanted to be more accurate without these panels right here, and the Muppet hands. The feet, I don't think there was any way you could remedy that. The panels were really just part of the transformation, so we really stuck with that. However, I felt that Hasbro could have remedied the Muppet hands, and maybe they could have put a swivel hinge joint somewhere along the joint here, right on the wrist or something like that. I don't know. But that's what we have right here. And one of my biggest concerns with this set was, how do I go about replacing the fists? Because this one is on I think it's on a rivet, and it would be literally next to impossible to do it without any form of tools and whatnot. However, this kit allows you to put the hands even without replacing the original hand. They just want you to fold the hands like that, and because they did it so nicely, you just have to stick the hands in these slots right here. I hope I do it. I hope I don't break it. Okay. No. Is that right? Did I do it right? Okay, let me just... Okay. So you lock the hands in place like that, and then... Is there the swivel? I guess the swivel will work. Yes! Look at that, Hasbro. That's how you do it. Okay, so let's try and do it on the other side. Okay, and then you just stick that little teeny tiny peg right in there, and then you sort of squish it with this one and lock it in place. I hope I don't break it. I mean, over time, I'm pretty sure this thing's gonna get brittle and it's gonna keep breaking. So, you know, if you want the upgrade kits, you can't really transform it one too many times. Okay, and there you go. Was that so hard, Hasbro, to give him this actual rotating wrists? The other thing I complained about this figure was this really corny looking rotor blades that he uses to attack humans in the city of New York. Like, I mean, that Mission City, I mean, that was, yeah, it's really not as accurate. And what he had was his hand was the one doing it, transformed into the rotor blade, and or he had the rotor blade and he held onto it and it was like. So with this new rotor blade attachment, you can clip it over his fingers like this, and he could do that, and it spins nicely. Now all that's left to be done is to add the other accessories. He's got some Gatling guns right here, which you can mount on his forearms, give it more accurate look. Right there, and he had that, I guess this was the EMP blaster that he had. The instructions say to just stick it right here in the middle of his chest, just like that, and then you got the EMP gun or the EMP blaster. Just a few bits of plastic really transformed this figure from, I guess, I can't remember what I graded it. Was it like an 8 out of 10, 8.5, 9 out of 10? This now has become a 10 out of 10. It is officially 100% for me. Blackout was one of my favorite Decepticons during the first movie, and wow, just look how amazing this figure looks now with just a few pieces of upgrade kit plastic. Especially this one, and the non-Muppet hands. Look at the hands. Some articulation right here. Even the fingers move. I mean, Hasbro, take pointers. Was this too difficult to do? I mean, you're already charging us an arm and a leg for the Studio Series figures. You gotta at least give us something, right? So great head sculpt, great transformation engineering, very, very movie accurate, but those bits and pieces, those little things can really make or break a figure. And finally, the big reason, probably the biggest reason why collectors are getting the DK16 upgrade kits is because of this, the Sentinel Prime upgrade kits and weapons pack. Now, here he is in alt mode, and what do you notice? The weapons are all over the place, but that's all right. I think it's fine because they're weapons. They're not part of the robot. They're not an upgrade kit, a filler space, changing a piece of the robot or whatever. They really are not part of the transformation. It's okay for weapons to be removable and then reattach them and store them in alt mode. So this is all great. You got the shield right here, you got the rust gun right here, and his twin bladed melee is right here. So very, very cool. This is probably the upgrade kit that my good buddy Christian has been waiting an eternity for. And bro, I mean, if you still haven't gotten yours yet, or if you're getting the set or it's arriving from pre-order, man, you are in for a treat. This particular upgrade kit is the best out of all the three accessory kits or upgrade kits in this set, and I think this was one I actually enjoyed the most. I do have a bit of comments and some complaints in alt mode. The swords don't really tab in as nicely. I think DNA just had microns of errors in measuring out the tabs and how they fit right here onto the slats and pegs of the vehicle mode. But this is the official way to do it. You put the blade this way and it's covering the 316. But I think if you reverse them, I don't know if we can do it. Like if you tab them this way, the other way around, where the numbers are exposed and you're covering bits of the wheels, parts of the wheels, the weapons actually hold nicely. They hold much better than the official way to do it. So either way, the weapons do store on the side and it's still fine. Look at this. It's like a Mad Max Thunderdome Road Fury Road type of Rosenbauer fire truck, right? If this particular fire truck had survived the apocalypse and people used it as a weapons vehicle, it would look like this, like on Death Race. You'd slice and dice and just blast everybody. So very, very cool. You can remove the weapons right here. The shield is removable. Like that. Let's see all these accessories, how they fit in robot mode. We got to transform him into his robot mode. And here is Sentinel Prime in robot mode. And you can clearly see how amazingly stupid this Thanos razor blade Gillette barber shaver melee weapon looks to all these accessories. So if you remembered in my old video review for this, the figure was almost near perfect, except for the lack of weapons and a ton of kibble right here on the back. But the kibble, there's really no way to address that. It's really part of the transformation. However, Hasbro could have easily given us some extra bits of weapons instead of forcing this one. This one is really panels on the Rosenbauer truck that they just, found some use for and turned it into a weapon. So first thing we want to do is want to get rid of these. Normally I would just throw them away. There's really no need for that. However, DNA actually found a way to use these pieces to actually store them somewhere. Right here in the shield, and if you have enough patience to deal with a Hasbro product and onto a third party, you can just snap those things in right here. And I wouldn't advise doing that because it is terribly difficult to remove those, but you can actually do that if you wanted to. It doesn't make sense. It's just a way for DNA just being very kind to Hasbro and trying to keep things in order and just tidy up, just keeping things tidy so you don't have to, get rid of store these in a bin or anything. They're still part of the transformation despite having the third party weapons installed. Okay, so you can store the shield right here. Let's do the storage first. This is, I think, the easier way to do it, just so you have an idea of how nice this set is. And let me see if I can scoop that out. Okay, so the weapons store, they're not just, weapons per se, but they can actually store and accent the figure by storing them on his backpack, and that kind of addresses this whole back kibble. It now doesn't just look like a kibble or just a sort of a fall cape. Because you've added the the accessories, it kind of makes him look like a Centurion, like Ace McCloud with the Skybolt attachment. It kind of feels like his own version of the jet wing that Optimus Prime had, like Sentinel Optimus Prime, I only care about Chefatron, I want to save our planet. The melee weapon, double-edged sword, forms, you can connect it just like how you did the original. It's actually very easy to connect. It's not too tight, and right off the bat you can clearly see how much better the Sentinel Prime figure already looks just with a melee weapon or double blade sword, like Optimus. See, it's so cool. Okay, and then you still have the shield. We'll do the rust gun first. When he shoots Ironhide, I relieve you of your service and duties as Autobot. No, Sentinel. So that's pretty cool, and it's pretty accurate. If you look at the details of the gun, some nice paint. And now onto the shield. Like I said, these things are just really useless. Oh my goodness, it's so difficult to remove. I feel like I'm gonna break them. So I wouldn't advise doing this, really. I mean, this, again, like I said, just some kindness being given by DNA to Hasbro. These are, you just use them for alt mode. So put the shield on like this, and it's nice. You can plug it on this way and it can move this way or this way. You don't really have to rotate that peg on his fist. And there you go. I wish there was a way to store this. Yes, maybe there is. Okay, we'll plug this on his back. Like okay, fine, like this. Okay, that. Okay, and there you go. There is Sentinel Prime, fully weaponed up, ready to fight Optimus Prime. We are both Optimus and a Sentinel, both armored up and weaponed out by DNA's DK sets. Like I always say, what a way to improve a figure and make it even better with just a few pieces of plastic. I mean, Hasbro can easily do this, and they don't. And it's up to the third-party companies to really, really make amazing figures even more amazing with their upgrade kits. And I'm very happy with this DNA kit. The Sentinel Prime now, because of the upgrade kits, just like this Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, is already going to be a 10 out of 10 figure for me. It's 100%. Absolutely love it. And so some final thoughts on the DK16 Gearmaster Accessory Series upgrade kits by DNA Design. I thoroughly enjoyed them, at least for Sentinel and Blackout. They are amazing sets. Both Sentinel and the Blackout kits are going to get a 10 out of 10. Bumblebee is going to get a 3 out of 10, like I mentioned earlier. But the entire set, I believe, deserves a 10 out of 10. You have to think you're not buying 3 upgrade kits. You have to think you're buying only 2 upgrade kits in one set. Plus, you're getting a bonus, not so great bonus kit. So just think about that, and you can rest easy that your money is well spent on this upgrade kit. Let me know in the comment section what you think of these upgrade kits. Are they something you absolutely need, or you're completely happy with the way things are going with these Studio Series figures? Let me know in the comments. Be interested to know what you guys think. And as always, hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. And if you want to help the channel out, please check out my Patreon account. There is a link in the description box below. Any form of contribution will be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the very end of the video. It really helps us with YouTube's algorithms and viewership of videos, so thank you for that. I just want to greet everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Despite what's going on in the world today, there's still a lot of things we should be thankful for, and I personally am very grateful to each and every one of you. If you remember, a year ago, I was in a very bad place, and I really didn't know how to get out of it. And thanks to all of you guys, in your own little way, you somehow made me get out of my rut and get out of the bad place, and really helped me continue to do something I really love. And I really appreciate that. And like I said, I never take things for granted anymore. I'm really very appreciative of what everyone's been doing to help support the channel, and I'm really, really, from the bottom of my heart, I'm very, very grateful. Very grateful for my family, that we're still okay. Hope you guys are still okay. And I got family in the US, got family here in Manila, and I'm just very happy and grateful that we're still family, and I got lots of friends who I consider most of them to be family, and you guys are my family on YouTube, and I'm very grateful to have that. And with that, I want to wish everybody again a happy Thanksgiving. You stay safe, you guys. Till next time.